Welcome back to a very basic space program. You find us in orbit around the Earth. It's not really a basic space program anymore, is it? We've got a space station with lots of craft docked to it. We've been to the moon. We're sending crew probably back to the moon again. I don't know. We might want to put a base on the moon. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. Maybe we should change the title. Anyway, we're going to do some stuff around Earth and the moon today. We're not going to do too much. Well, I say this, I'm probably lying. We're not going to do too much around other planets. But yeah, if you want to see some, I don't know, some moon stuff, some space station stuff, please join me. So we have completed a contract. It is the 180 days crew record duration contract. 1 million funds. We'll have that. Thank you very much. Is there another one actually? While I'm looking up here, is there another one for? Look at all these contracts we've taken. Is there another one for how long we spend doing stuff and things? There must be one somewhere. I've got a lunar space station. We've got that. We've got to do that at some point. And then we've got to send a crew there and do some stuff with it. Crew duration, 1 year. Okay. What's our current supplies like? We'd have to send up a craft with more supplies. I should point out we're about to get rid of one of the craft. But yeah, we've got potentially... we've got enough liquid. Yeah, that's going to be fine. Nitrogen's not a problem. What have I got for... It doesn't tell me. Oh, have we got advanced scrubbers now, so we don't need to use lithium hydroxide? I can't remember what sort of scrubbers we've got. Have we got the good scrubbers on? Where's the good scrubbers? I think, do they require it? I can't remember. Vacuum scrubbers. I don't think vacuum scrubbers use lithium hydroxide, do they? So that's a problem solved. I've got a feeling this has actually got some on board though, hasn't it? Oh no, it's got nitrogen. This brings nitrogen up. That's what it is. Right, so we have to get rid of this because this is actually empty. We've transported all of the foods off this so we can get rid of it. So we're going to disconnect it, undock. There we go. And then we're going to switch to it. Thank you. And then we're going to pull away. There we go. Look at that. Just pull it away. Probably shouldn't actually do that. We should have pushed the bumpers off. Can you do the bumpers on this? I don't think they have the bumpers, do they? No, they don't. So we couldn't have used the bumpers. We'd just have to wait until it drifts. And you see it's actually drifting off alignment. That's interesting. Right, so we're going to, let's put this in retrograde, please. There we go. Wonderful. Right, you can see this craft has all of its solar panels. This one, as we know from previous, does not have all of its solar panels. I don't know if I actually cut that out of the video or not. There was all sorts of issue with that video, a number of videos actually. We've had all sorts of stuff. And this is actually about a month after I last recorded a video. In fact, it might be longer. So all the ones you've had have been done in like a big batch because I was away on holiday and all sorts of stuff like that. But we'll just fire this and get it out of orbit, I think. Just there we go. Let's have a look. So 250 kilometer orbit we're aiming for with the space station, just to remind myself. This thing, look, it's such a waste sending all that fuel up and then bringing it all down. What's the actual delta V on this thing? I've started moving my delta V thing over there, haven't I? I don't know if I need the surface one on. Just stick that up there for now. Yeah. So we're looking at so much delta V because it's empty. It could do a lot with us, couldn't it? Let's just speed that along just to make sure that it does actually come down. There we go. And I think that's going to be a beautiful fiery ending to our craft. We could actually do radial in because I quite like doing a bit of radial in. There you go. Push that down in the atmosphere nice and quickly. There we go. All the way down. And then you can see the orbital speeds out. So that's going to be burning up on re-entry. Let's speed through and just see what happens. I'm assuming it's going to break up quite considerably. Here we go. Interface. Speed it up. You know what? Turn that off. Don't care about it. We'll get it through the atmosphere. It should go pretty quickly. Actually, put the engines on. Put the engines on for no reason other than it'll just be amusing. Amusing to... Oh, no, it has got a spin. Something is off-center. What's off-center on this craft? That's interesting. Do we all see it spinning? That is interesting. Do we have an off-center thrust somewhere? I noticed that when we came off the station, it was off-center. Is there something that's not quite right in this craft? Is there something in the middle? Because we've got that hollow section in the middle, haven't we? Oh, hello. We are breaking up. Okay, there we go. And oh no, it's a tank there. That is actually a tank crew tube. It's a crew tube in the center. There we go. All done. Right. Back to base. So here we are back at the Cape, and we've got a few things going on. We've got what have we got? We've got the Dog 6A is on a rollout. I'm not entirely sure why I'm rolling it out. I'm gonna have to figure that out. We've got the Lunar Pilgrim. We've got Lunar Gateway going out. All right, because the Dog is actually going to go to Lunar Gateway. That's actually what the mission is. I've just remembered. And then we've got the Dog 4E, which is going to go and relieve our crew on station. So that's something we have to think about. So I suppose we should get on with this. I think let's send up Lunar Pilgrim. Get that on the way. Then we can send the Dog up and then catch the Lunar Pilgrim in the future. We have got about 25 days until we've got to do anything with rovers around Venus or anything. We do have to rotate the crew around Earth in 55 days. And I should actually check if we got a resupply mission. We've got the Cat and the Cog. They take like 16 days. Okay, so they're going to be ready as soon as I need them, which is quite handy. I forgot how quick the build rate is on here. Wow. You know what? Let's send the crew up first. Let's do this crew rotation, I think, and then we can worry about other stuff in a bit. So crew rotation. Is there any contracts I need to take? Let's have a look. Mercury, Jupiter, atmospheric, Ceres orbital. Do I need to launch a new craft? We do for Ceres orbital. That's annoying. Let's have a look. Have we achieved the Ceres other one? Add a power module. That's going to require 4 units of electric charge. Not sure we can do that. Expand the surface lunar outpost. So land at a surface outpost on the moon. Oh, expanded lunar. I thought I'd already done this. Have I not already done this? Have I looked at this? Is there something I've got in mind for this? I can't remember. It's so long since I've actually played the save. And I've actually broken my own rule by not playing it consistently, like at least on and off every couple of weeks. It's actually made this quite difficult. Single crewed lunar orbit, 20 hours. Maximum periselene, 200 kilometers. Do I want to take that? No, because we're doing something different. We've got funds. We've got 4 million in the bank. I'm not too worried about something like that. What have we got active? Rotate the crew we're doing. Crew duration 1 year we're doing. Callisto landing, Ganymede landing, far side lunar landing. Hold on a second. How long have I got to do this for? I've got a year. Oh, I know what we're doing. We're checking the Pilgrim out with that one. Okay, that's the reason the Pilgrim's going. We're going to try and do that with the Pilgrim. I think we launch the Dog. So let's have a look. Dog. Let's have a look. Who have we got that we can put in here? Remove all of these and let's add a crew. So I want to send a pilot. They're going to be on station for a while. What have I got in his new crew? Okay, you are a 2. You can go. And then I want to send up an engineer. Yep. And I want to send up a scientist. Decker. Yeah, that's it. That's good. Right. Let's get this thing up and away. Right, so here we are on the launch pad, and we're going to do that usual thing of find a space station, pick it up, find it. Come here. Oh, yeah, this is misaligned again. Set as target. Then we're going to go to ascent guidance. I would like us to where to put that? Yeah, the Delta V things. You know what? I don't want that. I like the surface thing, but I don't need it. The orbital info is useful, but we'll put it there. That means my Delta V is going to have to go there. I don't really like the orbital info either. Let's get that. We can get the orbital info at the bottom. There we go. There's the orbital info that I'll need. Okay. So let's launch into plane of target. There we are. In about 12 hours. Where are we? Where are we? Oh, there we are. Right. Okay. So we're going to launch into the plane of the target from there. So let's just Well, let's make it happen, actually. So it's going to warp around until it gets near the correct point. That's there. So where are we going to be? We want to be higher. So we're going to make this 300. Right, so by being 300, that should mean that catches up with us reasonably quickly. Oh, we should really get back to the actual correct screen there. There you go. So you can see the launch. We've got the, you've seen this before. You've seen this craft go up before. This is me being lazier than I believe. One thing I think people probably don't notice is we have those solids there, just to give us that little push at the start, just to get us off the pad. You notice we got a big jump in speed. Yes, I could stick them on the outside. We could discard them, but I quite like them on there, just because it's sort of like, yeah, it's a little solid thrust at the moment, and it's quite quirky, I think. Quirky, I don't know. Right, I'm gonna power this on and get it up into orbit. I will probably see you when we're a bit higher up. So let's get this thing going. Right, we have our second stage ignition. We can just rattle on up a bit more now. Everything went well. We get the usual sort of, because the first stage isn't quite as long burning as I would like, we get a little bit of a twist developing, because we're not perfectly we're not aerodynamically stable, shall we say. We have a little desire to rotate around and have the engine face the other way. And of course we all know that, if the engine points towards the sky, then you're not going to space today, so that's one thing, isn't it? So yeah, we're getting on up there. I will join you back when we actually have something like an orbit. What I have noticed is that we have overburned significantly over the 300 mark, and we're now burning downwards. Not the most efficient of orbital finding situations, going to be honest with you. Not particularly impressed with that. Get the RCS on, because I get the feeling that we're going to have to burn some of this next stage. It's going to be a bit tight. Yeah, we are going to have to burn some of that final stage. I maybe shouldn't have gone for 300 kilometers, but we're looking at where the station is. We wanted to catch up with it, so we want to go into a higher orbit. Maybe 300 is a bit too high. Should have probably gone for like 275, but I'd like to go for a decent distance. Oh, there we go. We have that. We've got rid of that. Well, I suppose it does mean we're not going to leave too much debris in orbit. So this thing is now going to pull us, hopefully, into orbit. What's it doing? Oh, because we've got I see, because we've got such a horrendous sort of situation. We're actually going to pull ourselves down, aren't we? Okay. And then that's going to do that, and then wonderful, we'll just we'll put it on physical time warp a little bit as we use up all of our lovely fuel that I was going to use for docking. We'll just use that up now. Now the good thing is that actually we just need enough to get us out of orbit, so not too worried, and we can always fuel up from some of the craft on station at the moment. It might be helpful for us to actually have a fuel store on station. It does have a fuel reserve. It does have fuel for its RCS and stuff like that. It would maybe be helpful if we put a big fuel tank on it as well, because the RCS tanks we could use for filling these up. There's enough on board them to actually do this, I think. Right, we'll just slow that down a bit. There we go. We now look at the amount of fuel we've wasted on this. It's just staggering. It's really not designed for dealing with low thrusty engines at the end like this. It's not accounted for it. Maybe a redesign, although we've got it on that beautiful weight point at the moment where we can launch it on the small pad, and yeah, it's just nice at the moment, and I don't want to ruin that. I quite like it. So we'll see. We are going to get to orbit. It's just, we're going to have about 500 meters per second left. Not the best of launches. Probably would have been better being low down, actually. Probably been better being at like 175 or something like that. Right, that is done. Right, let's have a look. Oh, we've got a bit of a freeze. So we're going to have a look on the map, and where are we? It's there. So maneuver planner, rendezvous planner. There we go. Intercept with Hoffman transfer. There we go. That's going to be in 3 hours, and it's going to be a beautiful close interception. Is it? Is it going to be a close one? It doesn't say how close are we going to be. Separation 0.1. Okay, that's good. So we can do the little. Is that going to do our? You know what? I'm going to hate this. It's going to. Yeah, it does. It does the horrible thing of where we're just going to warp to it. Just warp to it, and then we'll execute the next node. There we go. It's a 6-second burn. Oh, batteries. You can tell I haven't done this for a while. Start the fuel cell. Dump the water. Start the fuel cell. Dump the water. Let me just check I've done that properly. Start that. Dump water. Right. Over on this side. Start that. Dump water. What do I have to click that as well? I mean, that is. Can I just do that? Missing oxidant. Oh. Have I got something locked off? No. I have liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. That is. That one's not running. Okay. Well, There's something wrong with that fuel cell config, and that's obviously why we have the other one plopping in there. So running dump water. What are we looking like? Are we actually generating? We are generating electricity now. Okay. Let's. It's going to be so wrong, isn't it? It's going to be so wrong because what will actually end up happening is we've now changed the inclination, the altitudes and everything as well. I think the semi-major axis one might stay the same, so it might be not as bad as we think, but yeah, it's never good, shall we say. So this should get us within, we saw within 100 meters. I'm not sure it's going to get us within 100 meters. I've assumed that our planes are inclined as well, which is something that I shouldn't have done, but we did launch into the plane, and the launch program for that is pretty good, actually. Right, we've got 15 meters per second. That's going to take, what, a little bit of time, but not terrible, actually. It's a tiny change. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. So actually, we don't need all this. We've got masses of excess fuel there. So match velocities at, what's our closest approach? Match velocities at closest approach. Execute the node. There we go. I wonder if we can do a little bit of. Oh, we can. I can take manual control and get us closer. There we go. Whoopsies. Yeah, that was me. That was me changing that. I don't know if you saw that. We did a little bit of a burn just to bring us in closer. And what we'll do is when this is doing its burn, we'll just, you see that's going to get closer again. Ooh. And then we're going to warp our way. There we are. And is that going to recalculate? So our actual orbital path has stayed the same. That's interesting. I wonder when you have a crossing or a path like that, whether it's a fixed point and you can't mess it up. That would be very interesting. Right, so we've got about 3 minutes. We're doing a little pause because I'm guessing the space station is behind us. Let's have a look. Where are we? We're coming in. Where is it? Where is it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Where would it? Oh, there it is. There it is. Ah, we're firing our engines towards it. It's gone. We've gone past it. That's interesting. And okay, so now I want to just do this. You know what? So we're going to take manual control. Put it on target. Give me a little bit of thrust. Just get me closer. Yeah, there we go. And a bit of that. No, bit of that. No, bit of this. There we go. And a bit of that. Okay. So what we're just doing now is I am just going to be horrible and get this thing pretty close. Let's do it. Let's go to 60. That's not bad. All right, and then we'll just we'll do a little bit of timey-wimey warping, just to get us closer. And you notice how the space station jumped then? I really hate the fact that happens. It really does annoy me. 15, 14, we should go a bit faster. 14, 13, 11, 10. Oh, we're getting very close. Something's pausing. It can't be loading. We're already within range unless there's something else coming in. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Do that. Right, and then I would really like it if we match velocity at closest approach, and that's going to be in 2 minutes. So let's execute that node. There we go. And we're gonna pull down into one of the lower docking ports. We could leave this craft on orbit, or we could actually take the crew back down, the ones that we're just delivering, is a thought actually. I think we're going to take the old craft down, because then it's not been in orbit for like a year and a half or something like that. All right, we're just going to wait for this to get into position. Come on. I don't normally use this as a cancel out the velocity, but we shall give it a go. How's it doing? I think we're going to go for that node there, looking at this. I think our closest approach is going to put us on this side, is it? Yeah, it is. And then we're going to zero out our speed. Here we go. Wonderful. Right, that there is my target. We can actually get rid of you now. Right, that's my target, set as target. I've not docked in months. This is going to be interesting. So let's put us... what do I want to do? What do I want to do? That is a good question. I want to go the other way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do this in a way that is not terrible. So like that. That's it. That's what I want to do. Right. Now, what does this do? What's this doing for me? That's doing that. Right. So we're going to look actually at this this relative distance. I'm doing this, and I don't know why I'm doing this, because I just feel as though I want to do this. I feel as though it would get me closer. 40 meters away. We're going to try and just slip it in. I don't want to fire any thrusters to slow us down. There we go. Right. Right. And now I want to go... Hello. Got a bit of a pause again, because we know big craft. You'll notice we're running on the yellow timer here. I think 0.3 is a good push. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. There we go. Just do it, drift it in. Put it a little bit there. My marker is... So what you can see here, just in case, because I haven't done this, I'm going to talk to myself about it. So this is where I'm heading. That's my target there. This is my direction, pretty much my direction of heading, as it were. And so I'm just going to change this and guide this a little bit. And we're going to come in on the side, which I said I wasn't going to do with these, but we're going to come in on the side because we've got one already pretty much in. Oh, yeah, we've got a wobble, but okay. There we go. All done. Done and docked. Brilliant. Superb. Right. Everything's docked up. So what we need to do now is actually get our crew out of here. Have we got people in here? Transfer crew. Yes, we do. You're gonna try... Oh, before we do it, we've got to turn things on, haven't we? Right, let's just check. Is our avionics on? Where is avionics? Activate avionics. There we go. Superb. Is that avionics there? Is that an avionics? That's not an avionics. Where's the avionics? There it is. Is that active? That will activate itself, I believe. Yes, it will. It's not been turned off. Right, so we're going to do a transfer crew from you. We're going to transfer you to there. That shall take no time at all. Hello? Hello? There we go. And of course, you have to crawl through the entire length of the vessel to get here. We've got the transport, the crew tubes here and here. We've got these nice units here that are wonderful. Right, we're going to do a transfer crew again. We're going to transfer you all the way down to here. There we go. Come on, do it. Click it. I think it's thinking about it. It's definitely thinking. Mary Wilson is probably going to move. Let's have a think. Come on, let's go. There we go. Initiated, finally. It seems to not want to do it at the moment. But yeah, and of course they've got to crawl all the way through and do stuff. All right, and then I think we have one of you in here, don't we? Transfer crew. We do. You're going to go to there. Somewhere around here. There we go. Just lots of clicking is required. I'll deal with this crew in off camera, but they're all on board there now. So I will sort out the crew, I'll sort out fuel, and we'll turn things on because we need to turn on all of this sort of stuff. So I'll get that done and I shall be right back. So we're just doing our little pre-flight checks. We're going to make sure we've got everybody we need to. I think we've got everybody we need to on board. And I think if we have a look at the mission, so rotate the crew, we have basically bring home the crew now. We've just got to recover these two these Kerbals from here. So they're on board here. We're going to turn on oxygen, turn on food, turn on waste, turn on that. We have avionics on, we have power, everything is good. Right, we are going to decouple. There we go. Craft is away. And we're going to jump out. Right, we're going to try and get your RCS on. We're going to do a little bit of reverse thrusting there. We're still not actually on axis the way I want to be, but yeah, whatever. We will live with it. The station has a habit of drifting. It could mean that bottom port is now available, which is quite nice actually. If we wanted to put a fuel station on there, we could also put it up there, couldn't we? I believe those are only small ones though, but they would be nice for a little fuel tank if I needed to send up something. We could send up an empty tank. Oh, now there's an idea. Take that and stick an empty tank on the front of it. Ooh, just attach it there with a small node. There, that would be an interesting little mission. Right, put this into retrograde. Get us away from the station. So the station is actually almost lying on its side now. So we may have to fix that in the future, and turning that station is not an easy task. Let me just say that. We will have to check some stuff out on the station. We will have to send a supply craft up because there is not enough supplies on there for a full year, and we want them to stay on there for a full year. So I think, is that, so that's wow, the station is actually on its side. Is that the way I sent it up though? I'm actually now thinking whether that's actually better for the solar panels. You know what, we're going to break all my rules and fire the engines there. Let's have a look. We're going to take ourselves down to, I can't remember what my return altitude should be. 60 kilometers, possibly, something like that. We'll go 50. We'll go 50 or 60. I don't want to burn up. I don't want to kill the crew because that would really spoil my day, wouldn't it? Right, so let's see, get them down to 50, 60. I can't remember what my re-entry positions are for this. Actually, this is another thing because I have been away. There we go. There we are, sorted. Right, let's spin this around the planet and see about that re-entry. Right, here we are. We are positioning ourselves for re-entry. So we're going to turn on the RCS to the cabin, as it were. We're going to ditch everything. Here we go. That's good. Everything's gone. Parachutes are... Why have the parachutes? Arm parachutes. Thank you. Wow. That was a terrifying moment. I think that's the second time I've had that. I seem to remember that from the past. Right. Do I need descent mode for this? Possibly. Possibly not. We'll force the roll? Force the roll to 0? Maybe? Is that a thing? Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Right. Let's get into the atmosphere, and then we'll decide what we're doing. We're going to put surface negative. We're going to hold that as it is. That I'm okay with. It's more the yaw that I'm the yaw and the roll. I think it's the roll I'm really want to watch on that, but I don't think actually turning them off does anything. All right, so we're coming in. We might actually get onto the day side before we actually get horrible in the heat. Coming through the atmosphere, you can see that the team is all there. They're loving it. Where are we? Yeah, we are the crew. There they are. We just got to get them home. So those three, Mary, Brenda, and Ina. Yeah, that person there, the pilot. I'm sure I've actually said that name about 85 different times already. That's one thing I can remember. Right. Yeah, let's get this thing through the atmosphere. I shall get back to you when it gets more interesting, I think. If you listen very carefully, you can hear the explosion of other vessels, bits of the vessel in the background now, just going off quietly, nice and quietly in the background while we do stuff and things. So we're down to 70 kilometers up. We have started to lose velocity, which is quite nice. You can see we've got a bit of heat building up. I think, let's have a check. We should be losing up ablator. Yeah, there we go. Our ablator is going. Not particularly fast though, not terrible. It should be keeping us cool. I'm happy to get through the atmosphere recently in a ballistic thing. I don't think I need to worry too much about Delta V. Sorry, about G-force. We are losing pretty much at a nice rate now. If I go back to normal speed, you can see we're doing okay. Maybe the G is creeping up. So what's that? I think we're approaching like 5. Is that 5, 6, 7? Probably could put descent mode on right now and just pull it out a bit, but I think we're pretty much past the worst of it. I think re-entry from, yeah, you can see their stress level, their G meters are going up. Hello, hello, hello. You should not be a problem. Why has the scientist got such a high G meter problem? Come on, we're slowing down. Campbell's reaching G limits. Is she? I don't think she is. I think you'll find that she's all right. I think you'll find she's okay. We're actually slowing down back now. Come on. Uh-oh. Come on, you're not at your G limit. Like, literally, you're slowing down nothing at all. Come on. This is, yeah, thank you. So it's obviously, there's some summative sort of memory sort of thing and build up over a period of time. That's interesting. And then it's just dropped. There we go. Right. So I think this is going to be a safe landing. We are going to do it in the daytime. I don't know where we're coming down. Oh, we've got some more stuff transmitted from Ganymede. Ooh, exciting. While we were doing the re-entry, while I was rearranging the space station, we actually finished off a task around Ceres. So I think we got 250 science or something for that. So what have we actually got? I think we've got like 100 and odd science while we've been doing this like 2-day mission, which I think is a really nice situation to be in, actually. I'm happy with it. It's a nice science role coming in. Because of course the aim of this program now is to finish the tech tree, I think, the meaningful tech tree. I'm not sure I'm going to finish all the ones that don't mean anything. We've got a lot of fuel coming back down. I just feel like a waste, all that stuff that we burnt off, and it's just annoying. But you live and you learn. The day that I actually only put, we'll get rid of the RCS, the day that I only put enough fuel at like 200, 300 meters per second in orbit to do this sort of maneuvers and stuff is the day that we need 500. Let's be entirely honest. I mean, you could argue that if I lighten this capsule, then the previous stages don't have to burn as high, we don't, get a higher delta V. So actually, we have to burn less of this, so we don't need as much. There is that argument there, and if I was refining it, I would probably take some of the fuel out of here. But it's also in case we have a problem. If we have a big problem with, like, I don't know, we end up in completely the wrong plane or something like that, we can at least start to pull ourselves out of it a bit. And we've got to be able to re-enter it. So, there's extra fuel on board. I'd be interested to know how much Delta V, sort of Dragon and things like that have on orbit when they're actually going to the ISS. How much, once they're in a similar orbit, how much Delta V do they actually have for maneuvers? Because they just use tiny thrusters, don't they? They approach very slowly. So it's simple. Right. We've got 500 minutes to go. I'm not going to hang around and make you watch this thing actually go down. We've got full parachute deployment, and I shall see you back at base. Right, so we are back at base. It's night time. We've got our crew have gone off for a little break because they're a little tired. They need a rest. We didn't get any science from it. We got a little bit of funds back just from getting the pod. We got, I don't think they got no XP because they've done it before. We got no science from the recovery of the vessel. We got some upgrade points because of stuff and things, so we'll just put those into, research, get the research going a bit more. What's our research like, actually? You know what? I've been playing with the latest version of RP-1, and all this is very different to me right now. It's like, lots of all those things and points everywhere. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff, but we actually have a decent research rate, apart from near future combustion engines and stuff. A lot of this stuff is pretty good, isn't it? It's only a few days. Grid fins, advanced uncrewed landing. Wow, we have really started to work our way through everything, haven't we? Right. We've got Lunar Outpost 1. Ooh, I think I know what that is. I think, can you guess what it is? And the LOSO is also involved with that, if I remember rightly. We've got this to get back, but before we do that, that's right, we have completed rotate the crew of Earth Gateway 1. We got 129,000, which paid for the flight, actually. It covered the cost of everything. And how much does one of these cost to roll out? I don't know. God, we still got the Coniston on there. That's really cool, actually. I like the fact we've still got them. I think there are only bits of them, if I remember rightly. The Coniston 2's bits. I can't remember. Right. Next one. Let's get this Pilgrim, because we've sent these out towards Jupiter, Saturn, something like that. Where are we? Where are we? Where's the Pilgrim? Pilgrim Ganymede. Yeah, we've got Pilgrim Ganymede doing its maneuvers, and Pilgrim Callisto doing maneuvers in like a few. Is that a sphere influence change actually? Yes, it is. It's sphere influence changes. So they're going to be going to somewhere else, and then we've got what else have we got? We've got the Pathfinder C1 actually going to Jupiter. Are they going to? They're going to Jupiter. That's going to Jupiter. We've got a whole Jupiter decision situation. Orbital Science Probe. Oh. How have I got a Jupiter Orbital Science Probe? I think we've done that. I'm pretty sure we have done that, unless there's been a glitch. We have a probe around Jupiter already. That's going to be in 500 days. We're not going to have... have we got something else arriving before then? That's interesting. Because these are going to Jupiter. They're not going to be there in time to do that. That seems odd. I need to go back and check that. I think we actually completed that, or its date's moved or something. That's odd indeed. Right. However, we'll leave that because we've got the Titan missions are all the way down here, aren't they? Where is it? Yeah, there you go. The Ganymede and Callisto landing. We've got the Titan. So that's Jupiter. Titan is Saturn, is it? Yeah. But these two are all the way down there. So how is that one up there? We have had a science probe. Maybe we just... What does it actually say? It's got to be apogee below 2,000, 20 million, 2 million. Yeah, we've done that. And does it need to be a new craft? Possibly. That's odd. I may just accept that because we have actually got craft in the vicinity doing stuff. In fact, I know we have. Because like these are going Sun, Jupiter. That's going... We've got craft there. I mean, we literally... I know we do. Vesta's doing a final arrival. Vesta 1 is finally going to arrive at Vesta. Yeah, this isn't... God, this... You know what? This takes me back to thought processes. Right. Let's launch the Lunar Pilgrim and end this episode off maybe. Or maybe we should end it here. You know what? I'm going to end it here. Next episode, we're going to look at the Lunar Pilgrim. Because I think we could just do a whole episode of that, I think. And we'll get the other stuff sort of ready to launch and follow on. So, from me, until next time, have a great one.